Hey everyone, it's Don G. Corleone here, and I'm here with a brand new live stream. And this live stream is going to be for when I usually do every end of the month. And you all know what that is, where every end of the month I usually show what I got on Blu ray and DVD. So, yeah, this is going to be another one of those live streams. This is going to be Don G. Corleone's Blu ray and DVD haul for January 2023. And the first Blu ray and DVD haul of 2023. Hello, Lucamus. Good timing. So, to start things off, I'm going to be in chronological order of how I got these things. I got 2 Blu-rays and I got 4 DVDs, so that's only going to be 6 movies for this live stream. But so these first 2 are ones I got with this gift card I got for Christmas. So yeah, and they were in the bargain bin at Walmart. The Wolf of Wall Street and Terror on the Prairie. These 2 I have not seen yet, but I keep getting recommended to watch this. I've been meaning to watch this one for a while. I just never get around to it because this movie's like 3 hours long. So yeah. But yeah, I bought this because I was recommended to watch it. And, can't wait to watch this one eventually when I get the chance. And then our next one is one that stars one of my favorite actresses of all time. One I've also been recommended to watch, but still haven't gotten around to doing. Terror on the Prairie. Yeah. I got this because it stars one of my favorite actresses of all time, Gina Carano, who I stand with. Yeah, so I just can't wait to watch this. It seems like a pretty gritty Western flick, and I hope it ends up being better than some people seem to call it. And then we got our next 2. This was a horror franchise I finally got around to seeing last year because its sequel was so popular. And this is a Blu-ray and a DVD because they only had one of the copies on Blu-ray and one of the copies on DVD. So anyway, with that being said, here we go. Terrifier 1 Blu-ray, Terrifier 2 DVD. Yes, I absolutely love the Terrifier movies. This one I think is pretty good. Definitely easily. This is probably tied with Hereditary as the best horror movie of 2018. It was technically made in 2016 or 2017, but it wasn't released till 2018, so it's a 2018 movie. And then you got the best horror movie of last year, Terrifier 2. This film I did not expect to be phenomenal. And I sound crazy when I say that, but it's true. Terrifier 2 was a blast to watch from start to finish. Like, man, says everything a slasher film should have. An actual beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? An actual story to follow. Like, Terrifier 1 didn't really have much of a story. It was kind of just art killing people horrifically. This one actually has more of a story. It's a little less scary than the first one, but man, this film is gory. Like, wicked gory. They were not kidding when they said this film was brutal. But I don't think it's like vomit-inducing or faint-worthy like so many people seem to have made it out to be when it was released in theaters. No, that's a little crazy. If I did have a nitpick with the movie, I would have to say the film did not need to be 138 minutes. Maybe just 108 minutes would have been fine, but not 138 minutes. Hello, True Fire Pink guy. So yeah, some things could have been cut out, but this is still the best horror movie of 2022 easily. Speaking of horror, we got what is easily the film that I was hoping could have been what Terrifier 2 ended up being. But sadly, this proves that I should have listened to warnings. When film crew says a movie's gonna be not great, this next one proves you should listen. Halloween Ends. Yes, you're wondering why. If you weren't a fan of this movie, Dawn, why did you buy it? Well, to complete the Halloween collection, obviously, and because while the movie was a huge letdown, the one thing I did like was the ending scene, or what was should have been the whole movie, what they were advertising. Just Laurie and Michael having one final showdown is what I wanted. I just wanted to see how it ended. And honestly, now I'll give them credit for this. They didn't give Laurie a pretentious Alien 3 death. I'll give credit to that. And and at least they didn't end on a sequel bait ending and actually ended on somewhat of a proper finale this time. Because they basically shred Michael's body after Michael dies to make sure he doesn't come back. Well, he'll come back because, hey, this franchise makes so much money, they'll keep finding a way to make more. They'll find a way. But I'm going to avoid those cash grab sequels because this does not need to be followed up. Michael's dead. Just leave it be, please. We don't need to see Michael again. I would rather see, like, maybe Jason. Like, maybe I would rather see Jason come back next, okay? Jason still needs to make a comeback. Even Freddy still needs to make a comeback. Like, have Robert Englund play Freddy one last time. One more. Like, and if they do make any more Halloween films, just go back to the anthology idea, like with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Because, hey, they're all like, Season of the Witch may not be my favorite. I kind of find it a little overhyped, but at least they tried to be different, and they had a pretty creative idea. We're like, they would be about certain other horror evils. I mean, I think, like, the reason why I'm not a big fan of Season of the Witch is because the title should be called Season of the Masks, not Season of the Witch. If you're going to be called Season of the Witch, have it actually be about a witch. Not killer masks. So, the title seems a little bit misleading. I'm going to say that, guys. But yeah, if you make any more Halloween films, I would only watch it if they just go back to that and just ignore Michael completely. Michael should stay dead. If you're going to bring back more killers, bring back either Freddy or Jason next. They still need to make their comeback. Okay? And now our next one, our final one. Anyways. This was one I was trying to find, impossible to find, but I finally found it at a place. And probably the only other film of this series I really want to own, because it's the only one I genuinely love. VHS 2, the sequel to VHS. Yes, this is the one VHS movie I genuinely love. This one by far has a better wraparound in Tape 49, or, I mean, okay, maybe more tolerable. The wraparound was still a little mad, but a more tolerable. Compared to the shitty one from the first one. And then we got some better segments here. With the exception of, the only segment I don't like was Phase 1 Clinical Trials, the stupid eyeball segment. That one was kind of boring. But this one has many other... Yeah, you got a point there, True Fire Pink guy. Maybe just Jason would be fine, but... With the exception of that eyeball segment of the wraparound, you got some better segments here. You got a ride in the park shot from the point of view of a zombie with a GoPro helmet on a bike, and it's also probably the most funny of the series. Especially when the zombies start attacking the birthday party at the end was kind of hilarious. And then you got a really crazy, insanely intense, out of nowhere, batshit insane, the Safe Haven with the cult, Indonesia, like, expected from, like, Gareth Evans, the director of The Raid. And I feel like in this segment, that should have got a film adaptation over, like, Amateur Night. I did like Amateur Night, the first one, but I did see Siren. It proves Amateur Night did not need to be a film. Amateur Night is just one of those things that should have just stayed as shorts. Like, Safe Haven would have been a much better film adaptation. That seems more worthy of a movie. And then you have also the very final segment, Slumber Party Alien Abduction, which was also a pretty good segment, especially considering it's from the director of Hobo with a Shotgun. Who knew that guy could make aliens actually terrifying? Even the xenomorphs aren't even terrifying anymore. Especially if you count all the disappointing sequels after Aliens the Xenomorphs got, they're kind of a joke. They're kind of a the Xenomorphs are kind of a joke to the film industry now with all the bad follow-ups they've got. So, but these guys, no. These guys are actually a threat. Definitely not a threat you want to interact with in this segment. The only problem I have with this segment is probably the ending. The ending just felt like a cheap tearjerker. I don't want to spoil the ending, but it felt like just a cheap tearjerker at the end. We didn't really need to end it like that. Could have just ended it with the camera breaking as it hits the ground. So, but yeah, but other than the meh wraparounds and the crappy eyeball segment, this one's easily the best of the series. And like Rambaraf and OCP said, like, VHS Viral at least has the one good segment, Bone Storm. They could just put Bone Storm in Phase 1 clinical trials place, because Bone Storm is the one good segment in the third one, which I don't really want to own. If I want to watch Bone Storm, I'll just probably watch Bone Storm on YouTube or just stream it and just skip to the Bone Storm parts. But yeah, I wish we could have had a fan edit of this where we put Bone Storm in Phase 1 clinical trials place. But yeah, you remember that video I made when I mentioned how I make VHS a better movie? Well, once VHS 85 comes out in October, obviously in fall, I will likely make how my version of a follow-up to the film would have been, where if it were just a prequel and featured the good segments from 94, the good segments from 99, and whatever good segments from 85 end up being, we'll have to see when the movie comes out. And then I'll make a big, huge VHS ranking where I rank the films and the 2 spin-offs, and then rank all the segments once 85 comes out and I watch it, which is obviously not going to be for a lot of months, but be sure to stay tuned for that one. Although, after 85, they should probably just stop there. And I have hope for 85 because Scott Derrickson, David Bruckner's coming back. Scott Derrickson's even going to direct a segment, so his segment better not suck. I really hope his segment does not suck. But yeah, until then, guys, that's all the movies I got. There's nothing else to show. Probably not gonna get a lot of DVDs in February either, because Fan Expo is gonna be soon. So be sure to but likely March I will resume a little more, because there's not really much that's going to be happening in March anyway, so I'll probably get more around March. But until then, guys, that'll be it for this live stream. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to Don G. Corleone.